Hey, second graders, checking in today with you to start week 5 foundations, which is sounds for the long O. All the options that make the O sound. Now, we already had two from long ago. One was our vowel consonant E, like in bone, the E is making the O say its name. And then we also have our open syllable, like O, no, O. If O is at the end, it says O. But now today I'm going to give you 3 more options, and they're all vowel teams. We've got one, OA. OA, boat, O. The OA is making the O sound because the O goes first. It's a double vowel. Then you've got OE, toe, O. OE together is following the double vowel rule. The O says O, and in toe, as in the toes of my feet, OE says O, and it's a double vowel. And then we have OW, which can actually make 2 different sounds. But when OW comes at the end of a word, like in OW, snow, O, OW says O. It can also say ow, but today we're working on it just saying O. So don't worry about it saying ow. We're doing OW, O this week. It's also considered a double vowel. Even though W is not a vowel, we're calling it that. So here's the hard part. It's not hard, but it's hard. There are a million options for the O sound. And just like what we talked about before with AI and AY, sometimes we have to say to ourselves, there are 2 or there are 1 or 2 or 3 options. Which one looks right? So let's go through the rules. If you hear the O sound at the beginning, it's almost always OA. If you hear the O sound in the middle of the word, like boat, it could be BOAT. It could be BOWT, but that's only sometimes, not very often. Or it could be boat as in BOT, magic silent E. Now in this instance, boat is BOAT, but we could have had 3 options. And if you're not sure, I like to write them down and see which one looks right. But now if you hear the O sound at the end of a word or a syllable, it can be 3 more options. It could be OW, as in OW, snow, O, which it usually is. Usually it's OW. It can be OE. It's not often OE, but OE will only come at the end of a word. You will never see OE in the middle or the beginning to make the O sound. And then it can also be O, as in oh, no, O, like, or the word O, pen. O is standing alone. O can say O. So today we're going to go through some options, which are a little harder than your packet. Your packet's just asking you to say, is it OA in the middle or OW at the end? But I'm going to take it to the foundations level that you'd be doing with me in class. So I'm going to make sure you can see the board, and I'm going to give you some options. Let's go through the first word, float. Like I want to float on a boat. Float. So I hear it float. F-O-O-T. I hear it in the middle. So I have 3 options. I'm not 100% sure which one it is. So I'm going to write all 3 down. I know it's F-L. It could be F-L-O-A-T. It could be F-L-O-W-T. Or it could be F-L-O-T silent E. Now I have to ask myself, which one looks correct? I know I have never seen that word ever in my life. And if I'm looking at all 3 options, I realize it's OA. So I would circle the OA and write D for double vowel. I wrote down all 3 options, but then I realized this one looks the most correct. Now, if you're not correct at home, a parent or an adult can correct you, and then you'll just make sure to memorize it for the next time. But a lot of times I bet you can get it by writing it down. So let's try this one, soak. Like I'm gonna soak the vegetables in the sink to wash them, soak, or soak myself in the tub. So soak, here we go. S-O-K, soak. You hear the O sound in the middle, so we have 3 options. So on your board, if you're not sure, go ahead and write down all 3. Now, I know it can't be OE because that only comes at the end. So I can eliminate that. So that's at least a help. But then when I look at it, I'm like, oh, which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it? Well, again, it's not that. And it is. It's once again OA for soak. So the options helped me. But now you're going to do it at home. We're going to try a couple, and they're not going to be all OA. So here we go. Let's take the word show. Like, I've been watching a lot of TV shows. So spell the word show. Like, I will show you my story. Go ahead, let's tap it. O. Show. I hear the O sound at the end. So you know it's one of these three options. You know what it usually is. You know what it can be. You know what it could be. So go ahead and let's write down all three options for show. Okay, now that actually says shoe, the trick word shoe. So that's not it, because that doesn't say show, that says shoe. And you know it, it's OW, which it usually should be. And even though that's not two vowels, you're going to mark it with a D for double vowel. Good work. All right, next one. Let's spell the word bone. Like, I'm going to give the dog a bone, or I broke my bone in my arm. So bone. B-O-N. Bone. I hear it in the middle. So you're going to use these three options. Let's go. Do you have it? I do. I already picked it. It's B-O-N-E, vowel consonant E. I recognize that one. I knew that one. I didn't really have to write down all three options, but I wrote it for you. And if you needed to, that's good you did it. How about the word road? Like, I'm going to drive down the road or run down the road. Road. O-D. Now, if you know it by heart, do you have to write down all three options? No. But if you don't know, you can't be a lazy pants and not write down the options and just guess and look at your neighbor, because your neighbor's not there. So you need to do road, ode. Now, this gets into a tricky thing we're going to talk about later. That's not my option. Now, each of these are actually a correct word. And that's something called a homophone, where we have two words that mean different things that sound the same, but they're spelled different. This one is, I rode my bike, but this is the verb, this is the noun, this is the one I drive on. So your answer is here. And we'll talk more about that thing called homophones later this week. But I needed R-O-A-D because that's the one I drive my car on, or I'm looking at outside my window right now. This would be, I rode my bike. Okay? All right. Now, are you ready for super challenge? Super challenge. You ready? You sure? Okay, two syllable word. Each syllable has an option. Rainbow, as in the sky. Rainbow. I'm going to write down all my options for rain and all my options for bow. Now, I could do vowel consonant E for rain or AI for rain. I know I can't do R-A-Y-N because A-Y doesn't come in the middle. And you know it's R-A-I-N. Obviously, we knew that. So that's double. And then which bow looks correct? Yep, this time it happens to be B-O-W, which is another double. So we've got a double for rainbow. And if you want to get fancy, make it rainbows. Maybe you saw a double rainbow, two rainbows, so I add an S. All right, So today, when you go to your packet, I do want you to go do your worksheets. And your worksheets are going to ask you, is it OA or OW? Remembering, OA is almost always in the middle. It is always in the beginning. OW usually comes at the end. But OA cannot come at the end of a word. It needs a consonant after it. So if you see OA or OW, you're knowing what you're probably going to be picking almost every time. Just remember, OW once in a blue moon can come in the middle. All right, we'll continue with some extra work this week, so be checking the videos, and I'll also be talking to you about homophones coming up later this week. All right, good luck.